Evening all, and welcome back to Kerbalism. We are launching a brand new shuttle design today because we have to take several Kerbals on different trips around different places. A few want to go into orbit, a few want to go over the North Pole, and a few want to fly over K2, which is the very large mountain north of the KSC. So I'm doing it all in one go with this brand new shuttle design. And here we are in orbit. I'm on the straight orbit and I'm worried it's not going to be close enough to actually get that, so I'm not too sure. We are going to have to go round and around quite a few times before we get to K2 because we're leaning the wrong way and obviously the planet's rotating around that way, so not exactly planned. But let's have a look, see whether we actually travel over the North Pole. The problem here is the radiation belt. We travel over the radiation belt and yeah, it's not good. It's not good for my Kerbals. Radiation. Okay, so we have different. Oh, a suborbital trajectory. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Right. So first things first, we need to boost up and get our periapsis above 75 to complete this one here, and they have to stay in orbit for an hour. That's fine. Then we need to be on suborbital, fly over the North Pole and K2. Not really sure how to do that. This shuttle design, incidentally, I was playing with building another shuttle and could not get it to do its job properly. Basically, I just couldn't. I couldn't get it to fly to launch properly. It would always fall over or do something weird to it. So I thought, well, why don't I put the engine instead of like in the center and then a big booster? Why don't I put the big booster on the shuttle and make it more like a space plane that still launches like a rocket with the boosters on it, the solid rocket boosters, and that worked. That worked really well. It's obviously got a passenger module here for I think 12 Kerbals it can take, and in here, it'll open. We have our life support and a nuclear reactor with some radiators doing a wonderful job. I should have put a reaction wheel down here as well because this thing's pretty slow to turn, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Everything's pretty much fueled apart from this part here. This is monopropellant, so yeah. And when it's completely out of fuel, the centre of mass is sort of in here, and the centre of lift is just back here, slightly behind, which I think will be better for re-entry. Not 100% sure on that. I will be entirely honest with you, because I was happy it launched and got up here, not tested it for entry, so that's going to be something to look forward to. But I've got to stay in orbit for an hour, and then I need to figure out how to get suborbital over K2 and the North Pole, which is probably doable in one go. I think I could probably, once K2 gets over here somewhere on our orbit, I'll try and straighten the orbit up as well. I could fire back here and get my periapsis down over here, which would be suborbital, and then it will hit two birds in one stone. So I'll have a look into doing that, and I shall be right back once we're all lined up. Right, so everything appears to be sort of lining up here. Set the orbit up higher as well. We've got K2 coming up. We're going over the North Pole. All I need to do is get our periapsis down below 70, like so. If I take this below 60, I think that would help us when we're coming in. I'm going to do a loop and then come in, and we'll see what happens. So we'll take it from there. All I need to do is make sure the other tourists, they're happy. They've been in their orbit for an hour, so Right. I do have an issue with power on this. I have a wonderful problem where these radiators are not enough keeping that reactor cool. So I'm having to turn it on and off sort of as and when. Hopefully it's not going to explode anything mad. It's getting pretty hot there, so turn it off and basically been using the RCS to control the craft, so hopefully that will work. Okay, so let's see whether K2 is actually going to be underneath us. This is the one I'm worried about. I don't think it's going to be close enough. And I think another orbit is going to send it too far, so we're probably going to miss this one. I think. See here. Yeah, it's too far away. K2 is down there. So that one we're going to miss. We're going to miss K2, unfortunately. But we should be able to get to the North Pole one node. Fast forward time to that one. Should be pretty close for this one, I think. I hope. Still not quite right, but it's close enough. Altitude above 70,000 meters, suborbital, location North Pole. One pilot on board. We have that. We have all that. I'm just hoping that's right, or do we have to get exactly correct? Don't know how fussy they are. It looks as if we have to get exactly correct, so we're going to miss that one as well. Okay. Okay. Wow. Right. So in that case, I was died again. We will. I suppose just bring this craft back in. The power issues to it are a bit much to keep going with it, turning it on and off and worrying about other bits and pieces. So yeah, I think we'll bring it in and alright. My gear doesn't work. Why? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Why doesn't the gear work? Does the gear require electricity? Is that what it is? I'll turn that on. Yes, the gear requires... Okay. Okay, so the hydraulics require electricity to deploy. So I'm going to deploy the gear now. Turn the reactor back off. Okay, then we're going to go around and get caught in the atmosphere down here somewhere, and well, the KSC looks as if it's kind of coming up, so maybe we could do that. Maybe we could try and land at the KSC. Let's go around and find out. Right, so we've been caught in the atmosphere a bit early, and I don't think we're going to make it to the KSC. I'm honest with you. We have a little bit of fuel left. I think actually, yeah. Let's see if I can't boost this back up out. Another 5 seconds worth of fuel. Oh, that was a lot more than expected. Okay. Right. So I'm going to try and get us around to the KSC as much as possible, but I don't see it happening. I'm probably going to ditch in the water somewhere. So let's just travel ahead and see how this goes. And I have just realised I recorded that entire re-entry. Well, actually, I didn't record that entire re-entry, so I've been talking to myself for I don't know for how long. But basically, we went all the way over the North Pole, actually managed to get into the location for the North Pole, but we weren't high enough to get the contract complete. And we're coming down, heading straight for these mountains. I tried to do a very small manoeuvre to turn the craft, and it's flipped out. which is not helpful. Really hope we can catch up once the atmosphere gets a bit thicker and these wings can kick in. She is not very stable at all. So obviously, see, I did not think she was really heavy. From the VAB, she was actually the centre of mass, centre of lift. The lift was behind the centre of mass, so. But then the centre of mass, I think, is actually further back on the craft, so that makes sense when there's no air, which doesn't, when the atmosphere is not very thick, sorry, so it doesn't really help there. I'm really hoping we can get down. Oh, we're about to run out of monopropellant. There we go, we're out of monoprop. That's okay, it's not a problem. Just see if we can pull out of this dive without crashing or exploding or anything going desperately wrong. Oh, it seems to glide pretty well. That's good. Plenty of wing surface. That's good. As I said, I hadn't tested this craft for re-entry at all, which is a mistake, and I know I should have. But I've been doing a fair bit of testing with different designs, trying to actually get them to even fly, and this was only the second one I managed to get into orbit. But once I did that, obviously came back into my proper save and gave it a go, because I've got another save where I test craft to make things working fine. Because although it is fun to test craft and get things going and be working okay, it's not fun when your Kerbals die all the time. So, like in real life, NASA testings, they do mock-ups of things. Yeah, you can see the centre of mass is back here. You'll see the camera zooming in back here somewhere, so that's obviously an issue. Ooh, I don't know where the ground is. Got no lights. Oh, there it is. That's the ground. Ooh, brake, brake. Well, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. We are down. We are safe. We only slightly missed the KSC. It's only on the other side of the planet. So, yeah, we're slightly misjudged that one. But yeah. Right. So things to do is to sort out our reactor. We need to add more panels to that, and maybe make these tail spikes longer. But I think they're too short. They're too short. They're not holding the craft. Great. Maybe trying to figure out how to get weight distributed a bit more forward, perhaps. But anyway, it's down. We completed one contract. If the game does not lock up on me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we completed one contract. So 1 out of 3 is better than nothing. So the real reason that I've been doing those little shuttle missions back on Kerbin is simply because I've been waiting for our production to be finished up here. But there's a problem. We have run out of rocket parts. And we've also run out of scrap metal and all other bits and pieces, so I need to find some. And luckily there's a few in orbit. We've got a couple of pods in orbit that we could grab and recycle, so I'm going to have to go and do that. Let's undock Circular Probe. Don't know why it always tells me that our the signal goes, because it just instantly comes back. Very weird. Right, let's set that one as a target, because I've just realised that one's going backwards, so that's going to be a lot of effort. So let's go for that one first. Quick looks. If I just line up with the orbit. will be 366 kilometers away. Not exactly what we want. So we're going to have to wait for it to catch up with us a bit, which is easily doable. Anyway, you've seen me do this before, so I shan't bore you with it again. I will go and eat up that one there, and then I'll have a look at trying to get the other one, and then we'll be back. I have got 10,000 meters a second worth of delta V on this, so I'm not particularly worried about it not being able to do anything. Oh yes, I'll turn those back on. One there and one there. I turned them off when they was attached to the craft because it was wobbling. So, and activate the engines. Not work. Make all 4 engines if you would please. Okay, and just to push it away from the station, really, that's all. And yeah, I will figure this all out, and we shall go and eat up Deadsby's capsule, and then Million capsule pod, and then we'll come back to the station with lots of wonderful scrap metal. Okay, I've just come into range of Deadsby's capsule here, and it's just thrown up a we found him. Deadsby capsule is alive. Deadsby Kerman is alive. I have no contracts to rescue a Kerbal. I did have one before I installed contract configurator, or whatever it's in. That would mean he's been up here for probably a year, if not more. I have no way of actually getting him here. I can't think of a way to though I do love the engine light up the whole world. I can't think of any way to make this, to get him attached to the craft. There's nothing for him to grab onto. That's not an expandable one, is it? No. If it was the expandable kind, then he could live in that. That's possible. But it's not, so he can't. This is certainly interesting. It does mean that can't focus on an object we don't own. No, can't actually switch over to it. Oh, there we go. Now I can. Right. Okay, so Deadsby. I do not know how I'm going to rescue you, I'm afraid. Why are you spinning wildly out of control? Wow. Okay. Don't believe there's any way you can grab onto this craft. If you could, you might be able to get you home possibly within 2 hours. I mean, that's possible. But there's nowhere for you to grab onto. So I'm very sorry, but I think you may well be the first actual victim of the space program, because I cannot get you home or get you back or anything. best I can do, and I'm terribly sorry about this, but is I'm going to put you back in your pod, then I'm afraid I'm going to recycle you, which is not the friendliest thing to do, but I was not expecting you to be here or anything like that, really. So yeah, I am sorry, but your space program abandoned you. We are going to make you one with our brand spanking new space station. In ways you probably never thought possible. Well, in ways you definitely never wanted to think possible. No. He was mulched. He was mulched. I murdered a Kerbal. I murdered a Kerbal. And I couldn't... It was better. It was better that way. Otherwise he would have stayed here and suffocated to death, and that would have been a far, far worse fate than just the instant gone. Okay, so I'm on an intercept course with the other pod. It'll be a little while before we actually get there yet. But I was getting messages that my crew on the moon mining rig were feeling lightheaded. Which they were. They had CO2 poisoning, so I've taken Bill out and put him in this pod. So hopefully that'll sort it out. But I did notice that this is full. This is all full and ready to return to the station. So let's give that a go, shall we? Let's give that a go. Let's RDU. Don't even know what that is. I was expecting the drills to be listed in here. If I'm honest, I did expect the drills to be there, so that you could have them set up so when power goes down they stop, and when power comes back they go up. They're not, so you shouldn't have to do it manually. Retract them. Retract. Retract. And retract that one there. Okay. Right. So to get into orbit, the blue map here, we're on the surface of the moon. To get low orbit we need 640 meters a second. Okay, let's unplug this thing. And it has 1,000 meters a second. Okay. This has 360. So it needs about 300, and that could take away about 300. That is extremely tempting to try and get them to you might as well stop as well. Stop. You're full of water, doesn't matter. Let's see here. Let's see. If I could plug them in together, I think that's going to be too far, if I'm honest with you. Pretty sure it's going to be too far. Let's see. I'm not going to waste any fuel moving this one. If it can't get there, then tough. Basically, if we can't do it, we should have to wait until we come down next time with some added fuel. And maybe we'll just send it down with some fuel to transfer over. Then that one can take off and send our crew back, and this can return without any water on board, because with no water on board it would obviously be lighter, so all would be good. Yeah, let's link, use RCS for this because it's just a lot easier. Oh, it would be a lot easier if these things didn't weigh 80 kilograms. It's filthy crazy. Oh, we're looking good. We are. Ooh. Really? Are you really going to tell me that that is just that little bit? It is. It is literally like a few meters. Wow. You don't have any way of moving? Nope, you can't rotate and spin to do anything. You're far too heavy for that. You can't either. Can't use the cast drive into things because that's now dead of power. We are so unbelievably close to plugging those two in, but it just won't reach. So it looks as if the crew is going to have to stay here for a little bit longer. No, they don't want that. Not ideal for them, but well, basically tough. Oh, there is one thing I do want to do now. I think I've just realised I could. Transfer fuel into this, and then into that. I want to do that. I want to do that. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, careful. Right. Because if I can get the Kerbals back, that'll be all better. That'll be all so much better. Because also we can recycle that craft. That one can be completely recycled. Then we'll come down again and we'll put some fuel into this one and this up, and it can be recycled. Although I'm going to steal the nuclear reactor from it, I think. This can land. This can land its own. Although I'm not sure it can with the nuke. I don't think it can take off. That's going to be a bit heavy. But then if I fill its tanks with fuel, it would have excessive amounts. Right. Now if we attach that to that, we then link that to okay. Unlock that fuel tank, and I can't transfer fuel. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to transfer the fuel between these craft and try and get a balance where I can get both of them into orbit, which I think is doable with what I've got, but it's going to take a little bit of tweaking around because I'm going to have to transfer it to the centre one and then transfer it to the other one and then backwards and forwards, and rather than bore you with that, I shall do that off camera, and we shall come back next episode and hopefully we will be able to launch these two craft and finally get things going. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.